From an intense role to a loaded schedule, here is Tom Holland's shocking career announcement revealed. Everyone loves Tom Holland, right? Ever since he burst onto the scene as Marvel's Spider-Man, Tom has captured the hearts of fans worldwide.
Hey everyone.
Good job. You've been busy.
Honestly, he's got to be one of the most popular actors of his time. He became so huge, so quickly he was picking up gigs left and right. Seriously, the guy seemed like he was an unstoppable Hollywood force. So everyone was shocked when Tom made a very unexpected announcement. Tom recently told the world that he would be taking a break from acting for at least a year. What the heck? Tom, buddy, what's going on? In a recent interview, Tom gave us a bit of insight into his personal life. Specifically that he has been having a tough time with his most recent project, The Crowded Room. The new miniseries is being made for Apple TV Plus and is the story of a young man with dissociative identity disorder who is charged with horrible crimes that he doesn't remember committing. DID is a psychological disorder where a single person can exhibit multiple distinct personalities that live inside the one person. It's the kind of disorder that inspired the creation of Bruce Banner and the Hulk's two different personalities. But don't get confused here. This isn't a superhero movie. Far from it. The show is based on the story of a real person, Billy Milligan. Milligan was put on trial following a series of crimes he committed in the 70s. His defense used an insanity plea, using his DID diagnosis to argue that Billy didn't commit the crimes one of his other personalities did. Milligan was actually the first person ever acquitted for this kind of defense and was sent to a psychiatric hospital rather than prison. Billy spent 10 years there, where he was discovered to have 24 different personalities. So it's no wonder Tom was having a hard time getting into this guy's head. It's definitely crowded in there. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Tom is playing the lead role of Danny Sullivan, a character based directly on Milligan. The series follows Danny after he is arrested and unveils his life through a series of interviews.
Danny Sullivan is on trial for a serious crime.
Not only that, but Tom is also a producer on the project. Tom has opened up a bit about just how hard the process of making the show is. He said, "We were exploring certain emotions that I have definitely never experienced before. And then on top of that, being a producer, dealing with the day-to-day problems that come with any film set, just added that extra level of pressure. That's not to say he didn't enjoy the challenge, but just that playing such an intense and complicated role really took a toll on him."
And I really enjoyed it. But then again, the show did break me. There did come a time where I was like, I need to have a break.
He continued, "I'm now taking a year off, and that is a result of how difficult this show was."
And I'm now taking a year off, and that is a result of how difficult this show was.
Poor guy, it really must have been tough. The fact that this was the role that broke him down really says something when you consider just how busy he is used to being. Since he was cast as Spider-Man, Tom has been doing multiple projects a year. But I guess playing the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is more demanding physically than mentally. Tom even said so himself. "I'm no stranger to the physical aspects of the job doing the whole action movie thing. But the mental aspect, it really beat me up, and it took a long time for me to recover afterwards, to sort of get back to reality. I can see why a role like Billy Milligan would be appealing to an actor. It's an opportunity to flex those acting chops. But part of that is probably because you'd really want to tackle the challenge. I'm sure Tom has made enough money to not need to work for a little while. And seriously, the guy does deserve a break. He and his girlfriend Zendaya have got to be probably the busiest people in Hollywood right now. Seriously, I don't think Hollywood has seen a power couple like this since Brad and Angelina. So maybe Tom taking some time to himself is for the best. It's a pretty mature decision, to be honest. I mean, he's in his prime. He could pretty much do any project he wants right now. But if going on hiatus is what's right for him, then that's probably a good thing. So what is he going to do with all his free time? Well, according to Tom, he is just trying to live like a normal guy for a while. He is currently focusing on some really simple things like turning into a bit of a plant dad. Yep, that's right. He's been spending a lot of time picking up some new plants and trying to keep them alive. Tom also decided to take a break from Instagram and Twitter too, because he found them to be a bit too overwhelming.
I have taken a break from social media for my mental health because I find Instagram and Twitter to be overstimulating.
He said, "I get caught up and I spiral when I read things about me online, and ultimately it's very detrimental to my mental state.
I get caught up and I spiral when I read things about me online. Ultimately, it's very detrimental to my mental state.
So I decided to take a step back and delete the app. Seems like switching off has been a good call, especially seeing as The Crowded Room is getting some pretty bad reviews so far. Tom's a good actor, he's really likable, but he has really struggled to find a successful project outside of Marvel. I don't blame him for trying to branch out, but I wonder if The Crowded Room was worth the mental struggle to make it. Seriously, this role really has been hard on him. He even decided to completely give up drinking too. Apparently, he has been completely sober for a year. Not that he had a drinking problem or anything, but it was just another thing that he felt wasn't good for him when his mental health wasn't the best. Good for you, Tom. Self-care is important. He's been incredibly grateful to Zendaya for her support throughout the whole process, although he did joke that she wasn't too happy putting up with his hair while he made The Crowded Room. He definitely looks like a bit of a mop head. But hey, it's set in the 70s. By the sounds of it, he is pretty glad to be able to get a haircut now. He and Zendaya apparently took a trip down to Mexico after he finished his shoot on The Crowded Room, just to take the opportunity to chill out on the beach and spend some time together. But Tom is coming back to acting eventually, right? Well, it's not necessarily a guarantee. Tom has said before that he doesn't see himself acting for his entire life. He's expressed interest in becoming a director, and obviously he has had a bit of experience in producing already. Maybe this break from acting might be permanent? Tom is supposed to return for a fourth Spider-Man movie, but honestly, who knows what's going to happen? Marvel hasn't officially given us a release date or anything, but people are hopeful that Spidey will show up in another Marvel project soon. If Marvel had plans to begin working on Spider-Man 4 anytime soon, there's no doubt that Tom's hiatus might make that difficult. Couple that with the ongoing writer's strike, and it really makes you wonder if it will happen at all. At the very least, it looks like the earliest we can even expect Spider-Man 4 to start shooting would be 2024, which means we might not see another movie release until 2025. Well, all that extra time might be good for the studio. It would give them an opportunity to make sure they are happy with the script. After such a major success with Spider-Man No Way Home, it's important to fans that they do Spidey justice. I, for one, would rather they not bring him back for a subpar movie. So maybe Tom's break will be good for everyone in the long term. Maybe things will line up and Tom will have had enough time to recharge before coming back to Spider-Man. And he's got a lot of love for Marvel. I'm sure that he would be willing to don the suit before his little sabbatical is over if they asked him to. The next Avengers movie isn't slated to release until 2027, meaning that Tom should have plenty of time before then to get his head on straight. So there you have it. From an intense role to a loaded schedule, that was the reason for Tom Holland's shocking career announcement.